Well, you can introduce it. It's your show. Is it a show?
No, I don't think so. I've never really done the blogging thing.
No? This is what we're doing now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is blogging, man. Selling out. Selling my soul. I'll be posing, I'll have thumbnails with like luminous day glow colours and me making stupid faces like that Ray William Johnson
And what you have to do is you have to, instead of keeping in the pause between your sentence, you have to cut it off. Have you noticed that? If I say to you, hey man, let's talk about this, he'll be, hey man, cut, let's talk about this. So it all because people don't have time to listen to breath.
That's true. Have you noticed, right, like Jeremy Clarkson does it now and Stephen Fry does it, they'll be a bit where they're talking and they'll take a really deep audible breath like that.
The worst habit you can ever get into though, and I noticed it, I was listening to some Eminem album or something, if you start trying to listen for the breaths, you cannot stop.
Oh yeah.
When he's rapping, you cannot stop listening to it after you do that.
Did you find like after you record like in a recording studio for a couple of days, you'll listen to like songs that have been out for years and you'll hear little things like a late snare drum. And it ruins them for you.
Yeah, I mean I still have songs on YouTube where it sounds fine, but I know where I slip, or I know if I don't hit the note, and it still bugs me to this day.
Like the drummer, the snare will be late, or they'll hit a cymbal wrong, or the drummer will just, you know, the drum stool will make, or the drummer fucks up in some way.
That's why I have so much respect for the most recent Foo Fighters album, because they did it all on fucking analog, on tape, no Pro Tools, no...
Anytime a drummer doesn't fuck up, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk about the new Xbox, aren't we?
The Xbox One.
Xbox One.
Original name from Microsoft.
No, I don't know shit about that, so you explain the score with all the monitoring and shit.
Well, I don't know, I have a feeling that this is stuff that I've picked up off the internets when I've been surfing hard.
We never went to the moon!
Yeah.
Carry on.
First thing that sort of struck me was the discs themselves will be locked to your Xbox. So if you want to lend a game to your friend, he will then have to pay a surcharge to Microsoft to do that. I must say that I don't know if Microsoft have actually turned around on all of this stuff, because I heard a rumour that maybe they have turned around on it. They might as well,
because I give it a day before some bright spark Asian kid figures out a way to unlock it.
Well, that's true, yeah. I mean, they are good at the math. So there's that. There's also the fact that your Xbox has to be connected at least once every 24 hours for you to play a game that you've already purchased. If you're not connected for, I don't know, for updates or whatever reason, you won't be able to play that game. Or, in fact, your Xbox just becomes a dull, dead piece of shit. And I don't know about you, but...
Like a 360 did if it got warm.
Well, yeah, true. Overheating issues. Another thing, the Kinect is supposed to always be live now. So technically you're going to have a video feed of you constantly.
Nice.
I just don't know what the point is. I mean, it cuts out lending games with your mates, it cuts out rentals, and I'm kind of tired of everything being downloadable.
So those occasions where you're enjoying a game and your missus is a bit frisky and she comes and she starts climbing over you. Yeah. You're like, oh honey, I can't, you know. And this time you've actually got a reason.
Yeah, because it's filming you.
It's not just because it's a good game and, you know, you've been with it for a while and, you know, you're getting a bit bored.
I don't know, it'd be a shame if it all is true, because I do like the Xbox and the franchises that go with it as well. I mean, there's a lot of games that I'll miss.
But then the Play Box Sony Sanyo thingy has none of that issue going on.
Apparently not. I think there are much more qualified people than us talking about this online at the moment. And
yeah, but they're not as good looking or as funny.
You're absolutely right in every respect. And I think it was at the E3, you know, the big games conference, where Microsoft said all these things, and then PlayStation came to do their presentation, and it was basically, yeah, we're not doing any of that shit. Just carry on and have fun.
That's the way.
I don't know. For people who, there was one guy who was, I think he was in the military, and he worked on a submarine. So when he plays his Xbox, he wants to play through a story and have fun, or play with his mates or whatever. How is he going to get a connection? And for another point, I'm in Egypt. How am I going to get a connection?
True. They've used the internet here. It's not good.
No.
I think another thing they shot themselves in the foot with is the name PlayStation. Xbox, like Xbox.
Extreme.
You know, you're going for the hardcore guys. It's like, it's a cooler thing to say. It's like, I got a PlayStation. It's like, well, you got, like, you know, is it next to your My Little Pony?
There's a swing set and a roundabout.
But, you know, welcome to the PlayStation. It sounds like a paedophile's paradise, you know? Like you'd have one on every motorway in some far-off Asian country, and people like Gary Glitter would go there on holiday and not come back. But Xbox sounds more like...
It does sound more extreme.
Sounds more grown up.
Oh, also they have these features, which I think is going to be with all of them, where you just talk to it like, Xbox on.
Oh, they never work.
But couldn't you just piss your mates off? Just walk through, Xbox off, and then boom, see you later.
It wouldn't have to be your mates, it would just be like the guy next door.
Yeah.
Xbox, self-destruct. Oh, you need an authorization code, wouldn't you?
Maybe it's voice recognition.
James T. Kirk 4777 or whatever.
But they have got that thing now with it. I think you can control it with the Kinect. So if you're scrolling through your movies, you swipe through like that, and it, you know, a bit like Minority Report, where he's doing it. Yeah, and then boom, boom. I don't know how good that will be.
Your neighbour who can see you through the window but can't see your TV screen is going to think either you're doing some Tai Chi or there's a fly in there. Yeah, Tai Chi. Oh.
I don't know. But then of course, you know, it's sad not to talk about Nintendo.
I used to have a SNES years ago.
I never had a SNES. My mum bought me a Sega Master System.
Oh, that's
it's not quite the same. But
it was the generation before.
Yeah.
Because the Megadrive was the SNES.
That's right. I didn't get a Megadrive. The Megadrive was out. Mum couldn't afford it.
Remember they did the Mega CD, which used CD-ROMs?
Yeah.
There was like 2 or 3 games. And the big deal was that you could have live graphics.
That's right.
But it was controlled just like a video menu. You decide what to do, and then you just sit and watch.
Yeah.
Because it had been pre-recorded. It wasn't CGI. It
Jesus.
Was like, and they're like a murder mystery one, and it caused a big storm, being the first 18 rated thing.
Then you had the Sega Saturn after that, which I never had.
I don't think anyone did.
But it went up against the Nintendo 64.
And before them, you had the Neo Geo, which was like the first 64.
That's right, yeah. Do you remember the handhelds? Of course, you had Gameboy, which stormed everything, but you had the Game Gear.
Lynx.
Atari Lynx, that's the one I was trying to remember.
It was like a surfing game, and that's all anyone had because they were expensive.
Atari Lynx, man.
Yeah.
I miss the old Sega Nintendo rivalry that people used to get into.
You had the Commodore 64, Amstrad, Spectrum, Freeway, Battle Royale.
Commodore 64 was my first machine. Any game that you get on a cassette tape, you know it's going to be good. And 35 minutes to load.
While it loads. While it still works, it's pretty good. And you get read error B, it would stop like.
Amazing. I remember the first thing that blew my mind, my cousin showed me how to write my name and copy it and paste it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe that the technology, man. Copy and paste. I can write my name 400 times in 30 seconds.
Or you write a little code.
Yeah.
And it would print your name, and then it would repeat the code, and your name would go down the screen. You're like, I'm a programmer.
Exactly.
I'm hacking, man. Hacking. Yeah. There was a kid, we had like a computer suite in my school, and it was like BBC Electrons or something, really old school. And he must have memorised it and all from the instruction books.
Yeah.
And he'd like type the code and it'd play a song. It was London Bridge is Falling Down. And he'd finished it, and then while it was playing, he sort of went like that. And he's looking around the room like to make sure everyone's looking at him. He was just desperate for someone to say,
skills, man.
How did you do that, man? So yeah, Xbox, new Xbox is probably going to suck donkey balls if any of that shit is true.
I'm probably still going to buy one. I think I will.
I'm PC, man. I've got a PC anyway. I don't see the point in buying anything separate.
Well, PC games, if you've got the right machine, are always going to be way more technically impressive.
Well, yeah. I mean, at first when a new console comes out, it's like a little bit ahead of the PCs. You'd have to buy a really good PC to match it.
Yeah.
But then within like the first year, the console is like, you know, the PCs have advanced.
I guess that's the beauty of it. They're easier to upgrade than the consoles.
I mean, Xbox 360 at the time it came out.
How long has that been around? Like 6 or 7 years now, right?
It was the shit.
That's quite old now.
But by now, like the PCs that are even affordable PCs, like 400 quid, something like that, way more advanced.
How much was your first PC? Your first proper one?
I think about 250.
My first PC was a Packard Bell in 1997 because I bought FIFA 97 with it, and it cost 1,700 quid.
Oh.
And my phone is more powerful than that now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it had Microsoft Navigator. Do you remember that?
Well, GPS.
It's for people who don't know how to use Windows. It would change your desktop into a living room. So if you wanted to go to My Documents, you'd go to the filing cabinet. Never really took off.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
It's not that hard to learn. Okay, let us know your thoughts on whatever we were just talking about.
Fuck knows. Do people ever let you know their thoughts, really?
Yeah. You can't shut them up. Well, you can disable comments.
Who wants to do that, though?
Yeah. There was something else, wasn't there?